1,000-year reign, the disciples, 2 wings, part 13. Revelations 26. Blessed and holy is he that had part in the first resurrection. On such the second death hath no power. Remember, it was Christ's apostles who were given authority by the Lord within the first 1,000 years to establish the foundation of his church. Throughout that 1,000 years, the entire Christian church was established. 2 Corinthians 7:5. Although his disciples' flesh had no rest, and they were troubled on every side, without were fightings, and within were fears. 2 Corinthians 6:8. By honor and dishonor, by evil report and good report, as deceivers and yet true. The church prospered, and the kingdom of God and the power of his Christ had reigned for 1,000 years. After the first 1,000 years were finished, Satan was unbound to try and destroy Christ's church, and the whore was back on her beast. Revelation 6:14. This happened sometime around 1033 AD when the heavens rolled back like a scroll, giving Satan back all his power and authority to toss to and fro, and carry about with every wind of doctrine by the sleight of men and cunning craftiness, whereby they lie in wait to deceive. Ephesians 4:14. Revelations 12:13-15. When the dragon saw that he was cast unto the earth, he persecuted the woman who brought forth the man-child. At this time, the rest of the dead had come back to life. And the woman was given 2 wings of a great eagle, that she might fly into the wilderness, into her place, where she is nourished for a time, times and a half time, equaling 3.5 years, from the face of the serpent. The 2 wings of a great eagle represent power, and the serpent cast out of his mouth water as a flood after the woman, that he might cause her to be carried away of the flood. These waters are figurative for people who represent the rest of the dead, which are wickedly manifested in following Satan's ways. Revelations 17:15. The Bible itself shows us figuratively that the water means peoples, multitudes, nations, and tongues. Revelations 12:16. And the earth helped the woman, and the earth opened her mouth and swallowed up the flood which the dragon cast out of his mouth. Psalm 78:13-15. For it was at this time that God figuratively divided the sea, and caused them to pass through, and he made the waters to stand as a heap. In the daytime he led them with a cloud, and all night with a light of fire. He clave the rocks in the wilderness, and gave them drink as out of the great depths. Revelations 20:6. Sometime after 1033 AD. Christ's disciples had no more power to make judgment, but were known as humbled priests of God and of Christ, who also reigned with Christ for another 1,000 years. So it was 1033 when Satan was unbound to deceive God's people in the church, and it was done by a flood of men. These were the rest of the dead men with wicked intentions to sway Christians everywhere into error. But it was Yahweh who gave his people the wings of a great eagle to fly into the wilderness and face the shadow of death. Ephesians 2:5, quickening us together with Christ his Son.